All the attention on Red Bull's upgrades at Formula One's British Grand Prix has revolved around the engine cover bodywork that includes what looks like a shelf above the sidepods. However, something that slipped under the radar but has now been spotted is an intriguing change the team has made to the RB18's floor. The new design did not appear on the pre-event FIA notification of changes, as it had not required the team to manufacture an entirely new assembly. Instead, it takes advantage of the patchwork quilt-like qualities of the floor designs we're seeing from the teams this year, whereby sections of the floor can be exchanged with one another without too much fuss. The development was initially only run by Max Verstappen during Friday's interrupted running, with teammate Sergio Perez sticking to the previous version. This is in keeping with Red Bull's approach, as it likes to gather back-to-back data on upgrades before applying them to both cars. This practice ensures that it can check there is good correlation between the team's simulation tools and the real-world environment before it commits to them for the rest of the race weekend. The new design turns the tables on Ferrari, which adopted what has become known as the ice skate solution earlier in the season. The ice skate, which incorporates the edge wing on the underside of the car rather than the upper surface, was combined with further design features on the F175, for which Red Bull has now applied a similar logic. This results in a floor cutout ahead of the rear tire spat region, which not only facilitates a change in the geometry of the two floor sections, but also exposes a tongue-like wing that's connected to the skate. All new technical regulations came into play in 2022, with Red Bull design chief and F1 technical guru Adrian Newey previously calling it the most comprehensive set of rule changes he has witnessed in his career. Compared to previous years, decades in fact, the vast majority of an F1 car's downforce is now generated under the floor via Venturi tunnels. Front and rear wings have not disappeared, but most of the smaller aerodynamic flaps and details have, meaning bodywork creates far less downforce. With these wholesale changes come plenty of opportunities for teams to learn, develop, and make improvements as the season wears on. However, thanks to a budget cap being introduced in 2021, the top teams can no longer simply throw money at problems and develop their way out of trouble, all while outfits with smaller budgets struggle. Nonetheless, giants Red Bull and Ferrari still head the F1 pecking order, with Mercedes closing back in after some early season struggles. As the races go on, Mercedes will be looking to make it a three-way battle for F1's top prizes. But Red Bull have special development plans of their own, as they attempt to do the double for the first time since 2013. F1 teams have deployed various approaches to upgrades so far this season, with some bringing new parts to every race, and others barely making any changes. Mercedes, for example, have pushed through small updates on a regular basis, making slow but steady progress with a concept that they insist promises plenty. Red Bull and Ferrari, with strong foundations, are doing the same, as they try to optimize their packages and pull clear in the title race. Further back, the likes of Aston Martin and Williams opted for complete concept overhauls, with their initial designs failing to deliver. At Red Bull, the approach of optimization looks set to continue, with changes expected from the bottom to the top of Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez's cars over the coming races. It is understood that Red Bull will bring an updated floor to the next round of the season in France, before making further tweaks to the RB18 sidepods at Max Verstappen's home race in the Netherlands. And although there is just under a month and a half between the two aforementioned updates, Red Bull are also factoring in track-specific modifications. In Belgium and Italy, F1 teams traditionally use wings and other parts that generate less downforce and increase top speeds, with 2022 no exception. While development on their 2023 cars is already likely to be in full swing in the background, Red Bull are planning even more updates before this season is out. Following the triple header sequence at Zandvoort, Spa-Francorchamps, and Monza, a final push is expected during the late flyaway events. It is understood that one more set of car upgrades will be introduced in Singapore, the 17th round of 22 scheduled in 2022. Alongside the quest for performance, Red Bull's weight-saving mission will also continue, something that began as soon as the car hit the track. Red Bull's plan is, of course, subject to change, as special circumstances such as a major crash that hits a development budget could lead to update packages being delayed or even scrapped. Meanwhile, should Verstappen go on a winning run, with the Dutchman and Red Bull stretching out of comfortable points leads, the team may opt to call time on the RB18 and put all their resources into the RB19. Either way, the development race looks set to be a major factor in the outcome of this year's world titles. Indeed, both Red Bull and Ferrari have been saying since the preseason that updates and small details will make the difference. And Ferrari won't be standing still either. Game on! Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video.